Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is me, DDP. No, it's George Mckay back here on the Ringside 5, and I never do this alone. I always do this with my PIC, the one and only Michelle Araujo. For a split second, I was going to say Uncle Bobby B because I'm so used to it.
Oh my
It was in my head. It was in my, I stopped it. I caught myself.
You've had quite the transformation, I will say, buddy. You look fantastic.
You do. I gotta say, it's the flow is amazing.
This is such an upgrade.
To be going from like an Italian with a beard to like this Trinidadian lady is flawless. First off, who's your doctor? It's amazing.
Who's your surgeon?
It's amazing work. God, it makes me want to celebrate life.
You sound like Vince McMahon.
You're fired. In hell, in a cell. Oh, God. All right, today's top 5 is...
Sorry for assaulting your ears, by the way.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize. Welcome to everyone in YouTube land. Welcome to everybody in radio land. As always, we are the Ringside 5. And on Ringside 5, the concept is very simple. We take a subject. We pick 5 things in that subject, and we rank them 1 to 5 in our opinion. Don't like our opinions? Great. Give us yours.
No, if you don't like our opinion, I got 2 words for you.
Change the channel. No, wait, that's 4. Change the 3. Suck it.
For a DX fan, for a Triple H guy, I don't know, man.
But it's okay. I have my Sam's Club card. You can buy everything at Sam's Club.
We can get everything at Sam's Club.
Can I get a price check on a piece of shit Honda? Yo, whatever. I don't care what anybody says. Dane Cook, not funny now, but Dane Cook, Employee of the Month,
great
funny.
Movie. Yeah.
Not a great movie, but like I would watch it again.
I will say it's a great movie just for nostalgic value. Like it's something that you'll go back and watch. And seeing Dax Shepard as that like complete dipshit is
so good.
Right?
This is an impressive machine. Can I do you think I can get a ride to work? No.
No.
Can I get a ride to the bus station? Yes. Can I get a price check on a piece of shit Honda? Oh, so good. So good. Amazing. And the fact that even in that same episode when where the Honda is on the rack, right above it is a coffin.
Oh, amazing.
So you can really get everything at Sam's Club or Costco.
Yeah, no. I've looked it up. They sell everything from baby formula, to caskets. You can get everything from birth to death in that place.
Wow. That's a whole bunch of stuff. Could you get stuff to like Breaking Bad a body? Is that possible?
I don't know if I want to say that on air.
Fair enough. The FBI could be listening.
Yeah.
My name is Michelle Araujo.
I
live here. All right, guys. So today's concept is 5 heel turns that if they had happened would have changed professional wrestling. This week I have 1, 3, and 5. Michelle has 2 and 4. And without further ado, I will take the reins.
Take the reins, George. I mean, they're already in your hands.
They are. Right. They are in my hands. All right. 5 heel turns that would have changed the business that we know as professional wrestling. Number 5. Forever a babyface, forever a badass. Pretty much went from like being a stoner to also being like a porn star with his amazing wife.
You know where this is going.
Yeah, absolutely. This man was in a hot tub with 3 women. Okay, kudos. Your boy has interviewed him. Go through the archives of Straight Talk. I'm talking about RVD. Now you're wondering, where would RVD turn heel and how would this work? Well, it's very easy. It's very simple, really. ECW one night stand.
Ooh.
That's right. Rob Van Dam versing John Cena. The crowd hated John Cena that night. Violently hated him. Edge came out, eventually screwed John Cena, and allowed RVD to win and become the WWE champion. But what if, on this night, Rob Van Dam didn't pin John Cena? What if on this night, Rob Van Dam allowed Edge to pin John Cena, fully becoming Edge's lapdog, lackey, if you will, therefore allowing the ECW faithful to watch their hero, one of their pillars of ECW, die. Therefore putting the final nail in the ECW coffin, Rob Van Dam becoming everything that ECW stood against.
Hmm.
Not a corporation type guy, but in essence, a sellout.
Hmm.
Rob Van Dam gave up his title shot, his infamy in front of his hometown crowd for glory and money. Absurd amount of money compared to what he was making at ECW, because a lot of times at ECW, he didn't get paid. A lot of them didn't get paid. Paul Heyman knows this. So what if Rob Van Dam didn't pin John Cena? What if Rob Van Dam helped Edge screw over John Cena and then allowed Edge to pin him, therefore allowing Edge to become the WWE champion? Somehow they would have worked it into a storyline. Somehow they would have done it. I don't know how they could have done it. I don't know how it could. I don't know the inner workings. But if Edge had done that and therefore turning heel, turning the whole wrestling world against him, because at the time Edge was one of the most hated men, so Rob Van Dam aligning with Edge would have blown people's minds.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that that is a situation where I would have been intrigued as a fan to watch. And then all of a sudden the ECW faithful are like now I kind of feel bad for John Cena.
Yeah, right. How do you react to that afterwards,
Well, you
right?
feel bad. You
Yeah.
feel bad because I mean we all remember John ECW One Night Stand was not a WWE crowd, was not a John Cena friendly crowd. But you know what? I'll give Cena credit because this is a guy who like put up with a lot of shit that night and still went in there and wrestled in front of those people, even though they hated his guts and would have tore him limb from limb. But that's what you do as a professional. Not even a professional
Absolutely.
wrestler. You just do that as a straight professional. So, I mean, you got to give John Cena his flowers for that one, but you also got to wonder, what if? And that's what's great about the Ringside Five, because it's a what if situation. What if Rob Van Dam had turned heel on that day? What do you got? What do you think?
I definitely think it would have changed a lot of things. John Cena for the WWE fans is the guy, right? And so I think doing that would join forces from the ECW fans and the WWE fans for rallying behind John Cena, right? How do you support a guy after he does something like that? Like especially somebody as loved in ECW as RVD.
Come on, man.
Like, absolute pillar of that company.
Hell yeah.
So I think that would have definitely changed the landscape for a lot of different things. And like where the dominoes fell now, like definitely would have been different. Of course, hands down, given that he let Edge take that chance, take the opportunity, and then I don't know, at some point he's gonna have to screw over Edge. Right? It's like I'm giving you this opportunity, but I'm gonna take it back at some point, right?
Exactly. And then at that point, he takes back, he does the full, again, 360. So he 180s to a heel, 360s back to a face. And then we get like a little bit of a long term storytell. But in that moment, Rob Van Dam chooses money and infamy over the ECW faithful.
I I like the idea. I've been watching The Traders a lot,
Mm.
the 3 seasons that there are now, and like the first 2 seasons comes down to that really of like, are we splitting the money or are we like how do you undercut somebody? I want the money. I actually was watching this other show. I can't remember what it's
Peace
called.
Games.
Oh yeah, it was in
Peace Games
Peace
is
Games,
awesome.
and that guy took like $560,000. Oh
I just got to the part where the island. Don't spoil. I'm only at the
no,
island.
no, 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 no! I don't watch it religious. Like I haven't watched it,
Oh,
but I saw that clip on
me and my 8-year-old daughter,
TikTok.
me and Ariana, we do not miss an episode. We are hooked into Beast Games. Shout out to Mr. Beast, man. I don't really like your vibe, but I enjoy your games.
Yeah,
And your friends
crazy.
also suck.
Oh,
All of them are jerks.
shots fired.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the friends. Lose your friends, man. They're weighing you down. And also, please, like you $500 million in your bank account. Get a stylist, for fuck's sakes.
Oh my
All right.
God.
Well, I'm sorry. Anyways. All right, back to wrestling though. Back to wrestling though. Like,
But
yeah, yeah, I get
yeah,
what you're saying.
people do things for money, so it's not like that
Well,
crazy.
again, to quote the $1 Million Man,
Ev-
everybody's got a price.
Amen.
And Rob Van Dam, on that night, I'm saying Rob Van Dam's price was given. And that's how I feel. I feel like that would have been an interesting turn because Rob Van Dam was really always just loved. Everybody loved RVD. In that time period, from ECW to there, the Ruthless Aggression era, Rob Van Dam was loved.
Yeah, yeah,
Rob Van Dam's never been hated. Sabu has been up and down relationship for sure. Tommy Dreamer, up and down relationship for sure. But RVD was just the guy. You love RVD. Kevin Sullivan, take him or leave him. RVD, OG, legend.
yeah. kind of want him around.
You do. You want
He
him around.
seems pretty cool.
You
I'm
want
not
him
gonna
as part of
lie.
your collection. Yeah,
Yeah,
super awesome guy.
right. He seems like the coolest guy ever.
I was so nervous when I interviewed him. Like it was hard. It was a great 15 minutes, but even like I forgot my research and I forgot that the Sheik was inducted into the Hall of Fame. It was a whole thing. And
Yeah,
I made myself kind of look stupid. Yeah. I made myself kind of look stupid. If I ever get a shot, I'll have to redeem myself for sure. But still a great interview nonetheless. I actually cut the part out where I made myself look stupid. So
well, I mean, that's natural. I think everybody would do that, right? If you're watching something back, you're like, I don't look so good there. Let's just
I was like a fucking idiot there at that moment.
that baby out. See ya.
All right, and number 4.
Okay, so number 4 might shock you. Let me just get my little
Oh, all of a sudden you're being the shock value of this show? I thought that was all on me.
I like to switch it up sometimes, you know. So I want to take us back to Starcade 97. Um this is where, you know, NWO is taking over
Ugh,
WCW and like there's the Hollywood Hogan showdown and there's one guy in the background who's not really doing much.
Val Venus.
No. It's one of your guys, Painted Face.
Oh, Juventud Guerrero.
No,
The Ultimate Warrior?
I'll give it to you. I'll just
Bob Backlund.
Sting.
Don't you? You're not going down where I think you're going. Are you gonna do it?
Oh, I am gonna do it because I think
You
that
bitch.
I think as a heel turn from him at that point in time would have been
But he was
fantastic.
the anti-hero.
But that would have been perfect, right? Because even as the anti-hero, he wasn't really doing much, right? He's not supporting WCW. He's not like the fans are wondering what the heck's happening. Like you're not doing anything. And in my opinion, if you're not part of the solution, you are part of the problem.
Are you? I will throw down with you on camera. I'm sorry, but this is fucking blast. There is 2 names that never get sullied on this show.
Think about it though. Think about it. What if he
I will. I'm
snapped?
just being a bitter fan right
I
now.
know you are.
I can't. This was my Hogan.
I
You
know.
can't do this to me.
But think about it though. Think about if he had snapped and been like, fuck this.
Okay, so okay, paint me. Okay, I'm willing to go down the rabbit hole.
Okay.
Paint me a picture.
Okay, so remember the fast count with the ref and it made that whole win look very weak,
Hmm.
right? Nobody likes a fast pin, a fast count. It doesn't seem authentic. It's like an underhanded win
No,
in
it's
my
fucking
opinion,
bullshit.
right? Like
Yeah, it's
so
bullshit.
imagine that, you know, that happens, everything looks weird. Bret Hart wants to restart the match
Hmm.
because it's Bret Hart. Um what if after that match he just snapped?
And was
What
like, fuck it, I'm not restarting the match.
yeah, what if not on Hogan necessarily, but on the fans? The lack of support from the
Like,
fans.
fuck all of you.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, not
Um
every fan didn't
not
support
fans,
him.
but the
I supported him.
management. WCW doubted him, right? He's not doing anything about the NWO. They're questioning his loyalty. You know, he's allowed the NWO to take over. What if he took that personally? He could have aligned himself with the Wolfpack. He could have said, "All right, well, if you want to paint me to be a bad guy, you want to see a bad guy."
So he would have then joined the end. So there wouldn't have been a fake Sting. He would have joined the NWO as the real, authentic Sting.
I think so.
Now, at one point in time, would there be a civil war for leadership?
I think with big personalities like that, it has to come to a
So
like right.
what you're saying, what you're telling me is that the Wolfpack would have been born regardless. Black and red would have happened eventually.
Absolutely.
Then I'm okay with it.
Okay, so now everything's okay. It's all
Okay with it.
sunshine and
Okay,
rainbows.
okay, it is. It's all sunshine. Okay, guys, listen. You're talking about a guy, okay, a Sting fan, a
Yeah,
faithful.
yeah.
Okay, this was like my hero.
I know he's your guy.
He's been him and Triple H were
Yeah.
always my guys. Even when Triple H was terrorizing, I was there. I was all about it. All right. I wasn't in the clique, but the clique and I were on the same wavelength. We were there. We were feeling it. Okay, but what like Sting goes away for a year. I don't see this man wrestle for a year. I see him in the rafters. He's got the Crow thing by the time, but also FYI, The Crow, one of my favorite movies of the 90s.
Yeah,
I own the
fantastic movie.
VHS. I watched that religiously. And then all of a sudden, my hero is dressing like the guy from my favorite movie.
Kismet.
You can't write this shit. And then all of a sudden he turns his fucking back on me. So yeah, I'm like, fuck you, Sting. I don't need you in my life. But then the wolf pack happens regardless, and I get my ooh, I get it. I get it all. And then he goes back to being the awesomeness that is Sting with Luger, with Kevin Nash, with Conan. Sign me up. I'm okay with it.
I think it would have made for beautiful wrestling. Like I think as a as a character that never really truly did the bad guy thing.
No, he always was either the anti-hero or just he's the icon. That's it.
Exactly. So I think that it would have given us a little bit more dimension because the anti-hero can easily very much be the villain.
Well, that's it. The anti-hero walks that gray area, that limbo, and
Exactly.
can teeter-totter each. Okay, you know what?
So
I see your hero turn. At first, the kid inside of me was like, fuck you, and the horse you rode in on. But you being the voice of reason that you are, you've sold me on it. And that's why I asked, with Wolfpack, NWO, Red and Black still happen,
yeah, of course. I wouldn't want to change that
then I'm okay.
trajectory. I think you can still incorporate that. I think that could still happen, but I think the main thing would be him being like fuck this and fuck you and
Fuck all the
yeah,
fans but
just the
George
Mr.
Mckay.
Bean.
Fuck all the
Yeah,
fans
yeah.
but George Mckay. He's a
Yes.
real one.
Yeah.
There's that one kid in
I
Brampton.
know that one kid, George.
He's doing it. He's doing big
He's
things.
he's doing it for me.
Dude, I had a rat tail. I had a blonde flat top. Okay, I was all in. I love that man. This man is my hero. This man was my father.
This man was my father.
Not biologically, but he was my father. All right, that's good. I like it. Number 4, solid. It pains me at first. I was like, the kid inside it. Honestly, if I had a steel chair, I do have a steel chair, but those are like expensive. I'm not gonna break those. But I would have hit you with one. I would have. Okay, what about this? We got it later on in life. But what
Okay.
about Trish Stratus?
Oh.
What if Trish Stratus turned heel a little earlier? Like the storyline with Vince McMahon
Yeah, I'm seeing her
and
push
Linda.
Linda. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, everybody kind of hated her, and then Vince like made out with her, and he made her strip in the ring,
Ew.
and it barked like a dog. It was awkward. This is what eventually led to the lawsuit, not with her, with Janelle Grant. Shots fired. Um, so Trish, she does all this stuff, and then at the end of it all, instead of Linda getting up during the fight with Shane
Yeah.
and low blowing Vince McMahon, what if Trish went
Oh.
in the ring and steel chaired Linda McMahon, steel chaired Shane McMahon, gave her undying love and devotion back to Vince McMahon instead of kicking him in the cojones. And then we had a little Stratus McMahon regime. Instead of the Helmsley McMahon regime that we got only a few
Hmm.
years later, what if we had a Stratus McMahon regime? What if she found a way to become the ultimate heel and steal the company from the ultimate heel? What if
Ooh.
she underhandedly slept her way, metaphorically, to the top to become the COO of WWE? And then in turn, maybe this ties into your limo explosion.
Oh.
What if she killed Vince McMahon
For the company.
for the
Oh.
company and becomes the ultimate heel? There's multiple avenues you could play with it, but that's kind of the meat and potatoes of the story. And we got Trish Stratus as a heel in her return only recently last year. And it was fun to see her as a heel because she never really played that character. She's an OG, she's a legend. I mean, there are multiple times you could, and don't forget, she was a heel manager when she first started with Tess and Albert.
Yeah.
She had the whole thing with the Dudleys, and she would like wax tables with just bra and underwear and be like, what do you think there, Bubba?
Yeah.
You know? So I think that this would have been an interesting layer to that story. It would have wrapped up that story, finished that story, but then added a whole nother layer of a story that they could have explored. Now,
Hmm.
mind you, would they have wanted to explore that storyline? I don't know. But I do know that if Trish had, that's the time period I'm thinking, that would have been cool to see. Even if it was a short lived storyline.
Hmm. I agree. I think that could have been a really phenomenal storyline, like that, like Black Widow kind of woman who kind of comes in and is out for herself, like
A black magic woman.
that female archetype is a thing, and I think that would have been cool. But I think a reason maybe why it didn't happen is like there's no way they could give a woman that much power. Like even in a storyline, right?
But that's what
But that
WWE is known
yes.
for. They're known for, I mean, for God's sakes, we talked about it on one of the older episodes of Ringside 5. Kane slept with a dead body. I mean, I have to reiterate that.
Yeah, but that's Kane. I just think in that era, women are were seen in a certain way, and like
True. True. Okay. I
they
see where
had
you're
their
going.
parts to play and whatever, which is probably why it didn't happen. But
Mm.
I think that kind of storyline happening in this day and age, or even maybe a few years ago, would have flourished because
It would have been hot.
yeah,
It would have
yeah,
been
they would
dope.
have been able to do it quite well. But I think in that time, like it gets shot down. But Trish Stratus turning heel, like true heel like that, I think um would have given girls watching WWE like, something other than what they were looking at with
Yeah,
from the women, right?
I think that would have given women a little bit more of a stance in pro wrestling because at that
Yeah.
time, bra and panty matches were a thing. Other than Trish and Lita, you had nobody else on that roster. Well, you had other women that could wrestle, but they just weren't given the ability or the time to wrestle.
That's
So
true.
you got to think that, right? I mean, Lita and Trish were given it because Lita and Trish didn't hold back.
Yeah.
Lita and Trish were like, I
Yeah.
want to fight for more. But at that particular time, Trish was just eye candy. Trish hadn't even begun to really
Yeah,
wrestle yet.
exactly. Exactly. She was just like more background. Yeah.
She was one of the many unfortunates in Vince McMahon's past. But regardless, that's my number three. I'm locking it in. What do you got at two? I'm interested.
So number two,
We've talked about this a few times though. Two's pressure because two easily could be one.
it could be one. And I think the person I chose for number two could have
If it's
I
another one of my childhood heroes, man,
no,
I am gonna
it's not. It's not, but it's a person that was so good that you were like, why can't you be bad?
Isaac Yankem.
No. He brought forward the Yes movement.
Well, Daniel Bryan,
Mr. Brian Danielson.
Brian Danielson, the American Dragon.
Danielson Brian.
Now he did go heel at one point, but that heel turn when he was the environmentalist that sucked.
You know what, man?
We can forget about it. It's fine.
I can't take vegans seriously, so
Okay.
like that whole
You
environmental
want to talk about
thing.
shots fired? Jesus. She scarfs down a steak.
Your body can't digest red meat. What's wrong with you? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Go kill Taco Bell.
I 100% respect anybody's diet. Whatever you're eating is on you, man. That's not for me to decide.
Okay, so we're scrapping vegan.
We're scrapping the vegan Daniel
Okay.
Bryan, and
And when are we getting? Is this during the Yes movement?
no, we're turning him, well, after WrestleMania 30 is what I was thinking.
Oh.
So WrestleMania 30, one of the greatest underdog triumphs in all history, right? He undercomes all of the odds, beats three people in one night to win a
One of them was definitely rigged. Shouldn't have happened.
Jesus, George. Why? Okay, why do you say that?
I don't need to justify myself.
Okay.
I don't need to prove a damn thing to anyone.
While the crowd loved him, his title run was quite short-lived.
Mm.
Even after going through like that gauntlet, let's be honest, like that's a lot to go through in one
Yeah,
night,
yeah. Triple H didn't
right?
hold back. I mean, he didn't get the W, he got the L, forced L. And then of course you take on Batista and Randy.
And
Yeah, for
Randy
sure.
Orton, yeah, you know what I mean? It's not an
Or sorry,
easy
not
feat.
Batista, Bootista. He was Bootista at the time, remember? People
Boo.
hated him.
He looks great now, though. He looks
Yeah,
fantastic.
for
He
sure.
looks
Yeah, he
great. I'm
does.
sure
I
he's
mean,
doing well.
yeah, again, he also tried to take on the game and he lost. We all know how that ended. He got his nose ring plucked out. So bow down. It's time to play the game.
It is not time to play the game. But back to Daniel Bryan. What if at WrestleMania 30 he turns heel? After years of fighting against the authority, he aligns with them after winning the title.
Oh no, he goes corporate.
Oof.
Ooh. He goes corporate.
He cuts a promo the next night on Raw, blaming the WWE Universe for doubting him, not fully supporting him until the end, claiming that he realized Triple H and Stephanie were right. Only winners survive in the WWE.
I could get behind that.
Right?
Because Triple H is right. I'd get behind that.
Now you're with me?
Dude, can I ask this though? Why is it that both characters that you posed are like shitting on the fan base? Like both of them are like, fuck all you assholes that pay my paycheck.
Because you know what? sometimes the fans are just so obnoxious and like
I get it,
how
but
else but
we're
how
those
else no
people.
okay but how else do you get the fans to be invested, right? If I'm watching a wrestler that I've been behind all this time, let's even say Daniel Bryan, let's say I'm like yes yes yes, he wins, and then he's like I'm gonna be like to you too, buddy.
So like if he finished the story like Cody, and then Cody was like, haha, fuck all of you. Like that would have been wow, okay, all right. I mean,
Well, because how do I support you for this whole entire time? Like
and then
I'm support
you fuck me.
yeah,
Not the way I want.
not in any enjoyable way
Yeah.
at all. But I just think there's something about taking that good person, that like goody good, that
Yeah,
person
yeah,
that
okay.
everybody is behind. And like Daniel Bryan, aside from like, I think he's an incredible wrestler,
Oh,
but
yes.
outside of the ring, he seems like such a genuine sweetheart. Like he seems so nice. He seems like, such a good person at heart that like to see somebody like that have to play a character like that and be a heel and turn against the fans that he genuinely loves. Like he loves you and appreciates you and right? I just think when the fans are emotionally invested, that's when you can get them. Like, you can get them to go one way or the other.
Damn. But I do like the part where Triple H was right. I enjoyed that part. No, I enjoyed the storyline. I think it's great. I think it's
No.
great. I
But
think
like,
it's interesting to have him like go through Yesomania, then come out the next night on Raw and be like, you know, like it's just wild to me. And you know what? Like it would have even what about if they had done like the same thing like with Stone Cold? Remember when Stone Cold had to be the champion, he had to come out in the suit? But
yes.
what if Daniel came out in the suit and actually enjoyed the suit?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah,
I think he would have done I think he could have done it incredibly. I think he
I
would
think
have
he could
played
have
it
done
up.
yeah,
Yeah. Right.
way better than like Mother
Slicked his
Earth.
hair back and like, yeah, I think
He would have had to trim the beard though. He would have had to lose it.
maybe not lose it, but definitely trim it, bring it down closer. Like I think they could have let him keep it to still be his rugged self and
His mountain man.
yeah, but tighten it up, clean it up, tighten it up, drunkie.
Oh my God. All right. That was number two. And I enjoyed it. I mean, emotionally, I was taken on two very emotional rides between two and four. Okay. I'm not a big Brian Danielson guy or Daniel Bryan guy. I do appreciate him, but I'm not a huge fan. But I will say, the Sting one got me with a tear in my eye.
With a tear in my
The
eye.
Sting one got me. And now, as I point my finger up to the sky, I'm not acknowledging anyone. Number one.
Drum roll, please.
Number one. What if, what if one of the greatest baby faces of all time turned heel? What if Fruity Pebbles, John Cena, you can't see me, never give up, rise above, decided to say, nah, fuck it.
No hustle, loyalty, respect.
Nah, just hustle and loyalty to myself
Oh,
because I am the champ and the champ is here. What if John Cena brought back the doctor at Thugonomics? What if John Cena was like, fuck all this. I don't want to wake up at 5 in the morning.
no
I don't
more,
want to go to interview
no
after
more
interview.
make a wishes.
No more
Nothing.
making wishes. I don't got time for that. What if he was just like, screw it?
Hmm.
And the best time to do it would have been when everyone least expected him to do it.
Hmm.
Right around the time his first and worst film came out, when he went all Marinish. What if, during that time, instead of coming out as the All American hero, what if he came out as the anti American hero?
Hmm.
Everything to do with standing up against corporate greed, standing up against the American people, the flag, all of it, and saying, I'm in this for me. I'm going to get what's mine. And
Hmm.
what's mine is to do things my way. Almost like a Stone Cold Steve Austin, if you will, but not with anybody kind of stopping him. Just, I don't care. I'm not going to be fully invested anymore. Instead of walking out with the belt over his shoulder all proud and, saluting the flag, now he walks out dragging the belt across the floor. He doesn't care. He only wears camel because it fits into his wardrobe, not because he thinks he's a Marine. And he also says the movie was shit. I didn't learn anything being a Marine. They suck. Like he just goes hard. Almost like Sergeant Slaughter when he turned his back on the USA.
That's what I was thinking,
Like
right?
John Cena doesn't join up with the American enemy. He just stops being American.
Mm,
I'm in it for me. I don't represent anything or anyone.
just himself,
I'm a lone wolf.
just Giuseppe Cena.
Well, okay. If you're calling yourself Giuseppe Cena, then you're definitely Italian, so you're repping Italy. But we won't be calling that. Like Jesus, flow with me here, man. But yeah, you know what I mean. Like, what if like he just said fuck it all,
I really like that because
and not even so much bring back the Doctor Thumbanomus. Maybe he just said fuck it all. Maybe instead of wearing the Fruity Pebbles colors and coming out the Marines saluting, what if he just came out in a black T-shirt and black jeans?
hmm,
Everything was black, no chain gang, no nothing, just John Cena. This is me. Take me as I am. Would it have gotten over? Would it have translated? I don't know. But I do feel like the vibe would have been different and we wouldn't have had the GOAT John Cena chasing his 17th title. I feel like we would have had five, maybe six title runs out of him at best.
yeah, I think if he turned heel, it maybe would have cut his career a little
It would have changed the
like
landscape
it
a
would have
little bit.
changed things, right? Because you're right. If you're a heel, there's no make-a-wish. There's no like I was listening to somebody talk about Cody and how he's up in the morning. He if they need him to do an interview, like he is on it. He I think it was Paul Heyman talking about Cody, but I could be wrong. But just that work ethic that you need to have and that I imagine John Cena had, waking up, doing interviews at like 5 a.m., whatever time, making all those wishes, doing this, having to take time to do his personal stuff because of his other obligations, like just what a day in the life would look like. And so
Making shit movies.
I don't think it would be hard for him to be like, forget this. Like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm sure there's a point where he would snap for
Yeah,
sure. Like anybody would.
and I can see the promo as he comes out, he doesn't salute, and the fans are all like, "What's going on?" This is like, John Cena 2007-ish.
Mm.
And he's like, "You know what? I'm in the champ for a little bit now. I'm tired of it. Tired of the interviews and tired of just doing all this stuff for all of you people with no recognition. You want to hate me, but I'm done being the all-American. I'm done being the clean cut, you know, Mount Rushmore jawline. I'm done with it all."
I think he would have had a lot of fun because he was talking to Chris Van Vliet actually
Yeah,
about,
and he was supposed to
yeah,
turn heel, but then
yeah.
they squashed it because it just wasn't the right time.
But
But
even
then
him,
again, when is the right time?
but him talking about it, he seemed so into it. He said he had his ring music. He already had like a song. He already had like what he would wear. He already like had thought about, okay, I could come out in this and that. Like hearing him talk about it made me think like, why didn't this happen? Like, why didn't they give us that? Just because the Doctor of Thugonomics did give us a slice of what it would be like to
Yeah,
have
but
him be a
it
heel,
was almost better to
but it
cheer for him
was
because he was dissing everyone.
exactly because he was a cool heel, right? Like DX, right? They weren't good guys, but they were doing really funny, great stuff.
It's true.
And you were like, I'm gonna get behind these guys. I know they're not good guys, but they're cool.
I love him.
Yeah, so I think that could have worked out for him, but I definitely think it would have changed the landscape of like a lot. I don't think he would have maybe been running for his 17th championship now. Like I think things would be different, but I would have loved to see that.
And with that, that's 1 through 5. That's it. It's in the can. It's
Amazing.
done. And I don't think there's any honorable mentions. I feel like we picked the ones we really wanted to focus on.
I mean,
Can't believe you chose
there's
Sting. Like I see it and I agree with it, but it hurts my feelings.
it's okay. Charmander back there can give you a hug later.
Oh, look at him. He's so cute. Sweet. It's my kid's. It's not mine. I swear to God, it's not mine.
I have a Charmander like that. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
I don't have a Charmander. I'm not a Charmander guy. I'm a Pikachu guy, okay?
I'm a Squirtle
Yeah, you so look like a Squirtle.
with the glasses, like the original
Yeah,
Squirtle that
such a
yeah.
yappy little pain in the ass.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in this
This
week.
is the last episode of the Ringside 5. After this, I'm going to beat George's ass. All right, guys, as always, the links are in the socials below. The voice of reason, Michelle Araujo. You know her, Michelle Araujo __ on Instagram. I'm not going to say this time. I'm going to switch it up. I'm not going to say don't be weird. But guys, don't be weird. And as always, I'm your host, your boy, George Mckay. Catch us next week for another Ringside 5. Peace, love, and wrestling. We'll see you
Bye.
next week.